Okay, so your topic this afternoon will be all of your DNA viruses. Okay, so this will be shorter. Kunti lang yung DNA virus natin, di ba? Compared to your RNA viruses. Okay. So, ito yung mga i-discuss natin this afternoon. These are the medically important DNA viruses. Your herpes viridae, your pox virus, your polyomavirus, your papillomavirus, adenovirus, and your parvovirus. Okay? So, this is just a representation ng mga viruses natin. And your parvovirus is considered to be the most complex virus. And your parvovirus is your smallest DNA virus. Okay? So, yan. Ito yung mga important adenoviruses. Kasama dito, if you would notice your hepadna virus. Okay? But your hepadna virus will be discussed together with other hepatitis viruses. Okay? So, hindi natin i-discuss this afternoon si hepadna virus. Okay? So, let's go to your herpes viruses. Okay? So, it comprises of different viruses, your herpes simplex virus or your HSV, your varicella zoster, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, and your human herpes virus number 6 and 8. Okay? So these are the general characteristics of your herpes viridae. So they are obviously DNA viruses and they persist indefinitely in infected hosts. Okay, so they establish latent infection. So once infected with the virus, so permanent ka ng infected ng virus na yun. Okay, they will become latent and they can be reactivated. Okay, for example, immunocompromised yung patient, pwedeng ma-reactivate yung virus na yun. Okay, especially in patients that are immunocompromised. Okay, and some of them are oncogenic. Okay, meaning they can cause cancer. So herpes viridae, so you have 3 subfamilies or alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay, but the important one here in this table is you should know where it produces its latent infection. Okay, so for example, si herpes simplex 1 and 2 and si varicella zoster, they produce latent infections in the neurons. Si cytomegalo sa glands and kidneys. So yung virus in their latent stage, doon sila pumupunta. Okay, sa neurons, sa kidneys and glands, sa lymphoid tissues in cases of rosola or your human herpes virus 6 and your Epstein-Barr virus and your human herpes virus 8. Okay, so ito yung importante, yung latent infections, kung saan siya nagpo-produce ng latent infections. Okay, so let's go to your herpes simplex virus. So you have 2 modes of transmission. Pwedeng sa saliva, that is for your HSV1. It can also be sexually or maternal through maternal genital infections. Okay? So pag pinanganak, so nagpass si baby sa vagina. So pwedeng mahawa ng HSV2. So you remember histopathologic lesions ng HSV1 and HSV2 is the same. Okay, so if you get a sample, you observe it under the microscope, so pareho ang makikita mo. You cannot differentiate HSV1 from HSV2 by just simply doing histopathology. Okay, they will exhibit the same histopathologic changes such as ballooning of infected cells, and you can see your Cowdery type A intranuclear inclusion bodies. Okay, you can also see or appreciate multinucleated giant cells. Okay, so that is why it is very important that isasama nyo sa request the location or the site of your specimen. Diba? Pag galing sa oral cavity, more likely it is HSV1. If it is from your reproductive organs or system, more likely that is HSV2. Okay? But to differentiate the two, kung talagang gusto mong malaman, you can do your PCR. So, madi-differentiate mo ngayon if it is HSV1 or HSV2. But again, sa histopathology, hindi natin siya madi-differentiate. Okay. So, since they produce latent infection, so meron tayong tinatawag na primary infection at latent infection. Okay? So, pag primary infection, first time kang expose sa virus. And the transmission is through mucosa or broken skin. For HSV1, it is usually only limited to your oropharynx, and they replicate first at the site of infection. Kung saan siya pumasok, kung saan yung kanyang entry. And it will invade local nerve endings. Okay, so dito sa nerve endings, di ba kanina, HSV, latent infection occurs in the neurons. Okay, so this is where latency will be established. Now, for primary infection, usually it is mild, okay, and usually the patient is asymptomatic. Okay, but between HSV1 and HSV2, viremia is more common in primary HSV2. Okay, so pareho sila sa neurons, nagpo-produce ng latent infections, but si HSV1 sa trigeminal nerve, HSV2 sa sacral ganglia. Okay, so this is where they produce your latent infections. Now, meron tayong primary infection, meron tayong latent infection. So, nag-reactivate, okay, yung virus. Okay, so usually the virus resides in the ganglia. Once in their latent form, they are non-replicating. Okay, and it will last for the lifetime of the host, and any stimuli can reactivate the infection. Again, for example, if we become immunocompromised. Okay? So these are the possible diseases that can be caused by your HSV. Okay? Pwedeng oropharyngeal diseases, can cause keratoconjunctivitis, genital herpes, skin infections, neonatal herpes, and even encephalitis. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin. So, for oropharyngeal diseases, for the primary infection, usually the incubation period is 2 to 12 days, and the critical illness usually lasts for about 2 to 3 weeks. Okay? And the lesion is vesicular and ulcerative. Okay, so you vesicular and ulcerative lesion usually located in the buccal region and in your gingival mucosa. Okay, so pag adults, usually they can also present with pharyngitis and tonsillitis. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag natin commonly as yung mga singaw. Diba? So almost everyone nagkaroon na ng singaw. Okay, so meron tayo halos lahat na herpes simplex virus. Okay, this is for primary. What if recurrent or latent infection? Okay, usually they will present as clusters of vesicles at the border of the lip. Okay, usually isa na lang, isang singaw, usually sa lips. Okay? So healing occurs without scarring in about 8 to 10 days. So self-limiting din siya. Okay? Pag paulit-ulit na nagre-recur, so lesions may occur repeatedly, usually at the same location. Okay, so ito yung example. Primary disease, yan, mga singaw. So pwedeng sa dila, sa buccal mucosa, and even sa tonsils. Okay? And for recurrent disease, usually ang location niya yan sa lips, border of your lips. Okay, so it can also produce or cause keratoconjunctivitis. The one responsible will be your HSV1. Okay, so pag keratoconjunctivitis, HSV1. Now, for genital herpes, the one involved, it is your HSV2. Okay, HSV2. So they can be severe, lasting for 3 weeks, lesions, vesiculo-ulcerative. Okay, so pag herpes simplex, the lesion is vesiculo-ulcerative. Okay, so depende kung saan. Pwedeng sa penis, cervix, vulva, vagina, and even your perineum. So pag recurrent, it is common, but usually it is milder compared to the primary infection. Okay? And usually it has a limited lesion. So mas maliit lang yung lesions niya, and they can heal spontaneously in about 10 days. And sometimes they are asymptomatic. Okay? Ito minsan yung nakakahawa. Okay? So the person does not know na meron siyang infection. Okay? Pero pwede siyang kahawa. Okay? So persons shedding virus can transmit the virus sexually. Okay, so pwede din siyang mag-cause ng skin infections. And yung tawag, depende sa usually occupation. Okay, so iba-iba but they are the same. Okay, so sometimes they are called traumatic herpes. They can sometimes be called herpetic whitlow, usually sa mga hospital personnel. And for the wrestlers, di ba, pag nagre-wrestling, usually meron tayong body contact. Okay, they call it your herpetic gladiatorium. Okay, but pareho lang sila, pare-pareho. The lesions, again, will be vesiculo-ulcerative. Okay, vesiculo-ulcerative lesions. Okay. Very rarely, it can also cause encephalitis. Okay, so this is caused by your HSV1. Okay, and this has a high mortality rate. Okay, and it can be caused pwedeng primary infection or pwedeng through recurrent infections. And lastly, you can have your neonatal herpes. So this time, it is acquired in utero, di pa pinapanganak, during birth process and during the neonatal period. And this time, pag neonatal herpes, it is almost always symptomatic. Okay, there is no such thing as asymptomatic neonatal herpes. Palagi siyang may symptoms. Ano yung mga symptoms niya? So you can have lesions. Again, yung lesions niya is vesiculo-ulcerative lesions, pwedeng sa eyes, sa mouth, sa skin. Patients can have encephalitis with or without skin involvement. And usually, patient will have disseminated disease involving multiple organs, including your central nervous system. Okay? And survivors usually are left with permanent neurologic impairment. Okay, so these are example of the diseases that can be caused by your HSV. Okay, yan, keratoconjunctivitis, okay, herpetic whitlow sa skin, and neonatal herpes. Okay. So treatment, you can give tawag dito, antiviral drugs such as your acyclovir, valacyclovir. Okay, so they can suppress clinical manifestation. They can shorten the time of healing, and they can reduce recurrences, okay, especially in genital herpes. Okay, next will be your varicella zoster. This is commonly known as your chicken pox. Okay, chicken pox. So the primary infection, we usually call it your varicella. Okay, varicella. So the route is through the upper respiratory tract and your conjunctiva. And viral replication occurs in your lymph nodes. Okay, so dito nagkakaroon ka ng primary viremia. Okay, and it will spread and it can go to different organs, pwedeng pumunta sa liver and spleen where they will undergo again replication. Okay, so pag nag-replicate, nag-spread, you will now have your secondary viremia. And this time, pwede na siyang pumunta sa skin. So the skin lesions of your varicella or your chickenpox occur during the secondary viremia. Okay? Primary viremia, usually, ang signs and symptoms ng pasyente will be non-specific. Diba? Yung mga fever, malay, cough, colds. Okay? Once it underwent secondary viremia, punta niya sa skin, doon nalalabas yung mga lesions. Okay? And the patient will have vesicles. Okay? Vesicles. So incubation period, di varicella, 10 to 21 days. Ayan, first symptoms, di ba? Ito yung primary viremia, fever and malay. Secondary viremia, magkakaroon na tayo ng mga rashes. Okay, it will first appear on the trunks. It will spread to the face, limbs, and even you can have lesions in your buccal mucosa sa mouth. Okay, and usually the lesions of varicella, yan, vesicles, pwedeng macules, and papules at one time. So pwedeng iba-iba ang itsura ng lesions. Okay, merong vesicles, macules, and papules, and the rash will usually last for about 5 days. Okay, so yan yung itsura, chickenpox. Different stages. Some are vesicles, some are macules, and some are papules. Now, the recurrent infection or the latent infection is called your zoster, or this is what we call your shingles. Okay, your shingles. Now, the skin lesion will be the same as varicella. Okay, so pareho lang itsura. Okay, but usually only a single ganglion is involved. Kung saan yung na-reactivate, yung area lang na yun lang ang magkakaroon ng lesions. Okay, so hindi siya generalized. Okay? So this usually occurs in immunocompromised persons, and it usually starts with severe pain in the skin or mucosa that is supplied by one or more groups of sensory ganglia. Okay, so doon lang siya yung lesions, kung saan yung sinusuplayan nung na-reactivate, na kung nasaan yung virus. Okay? Now, after a few days, the vesicle will now appear on the skin. Okay? And the most commonly affected areas will be the trunk, the head, and the neck. Okay? So, ito yung example ng shingles. Ayan, sa trunk. This is only supplied by yung one sensory ganglia. Okay, pwedeng sa may eye region, we call this your zoster ophthalmicus. Okay, then pwede din sa may ears na region. Okay, we call that your Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. Okay, so immunity, once na ma-infect ka, it can provide a lifelong immunity. Okay, if you're given a vaccine, it can last for about 20 years. Okay, for diagnostic laboratory test, you can do a biopsy, but this is very rarely done. Okay, madali naman i-diagnose ang chickenpox based on the clinical findings and yung itsura ng lesions. But if you want to do a biopsy, you can do a chunk smear. Ang hahanapin mo will be your multinucleated giant cells. So, lahat ba ng question? Do you give antivirals for varicella zoster? Yes or no? Sino bang nagka-chickenpox sa inyo? Do you give antivirals for chickenpox?
Yes po, Doc.
Lahat na may chickenpox. Do you give antiviral?
Pag high risk po sa complication.
Okay, pag high risk lang. Pag hindi, you may not give antiviral. Diba? The treatment is only symptomatic. Okay? So ano ba yung mga pwede nating i-consider na high risk? So ayan. Okay, yung mga very young, less than 12 years. Yung mga may chronic cutaneous or pulmonary disorders. Yung mga corticosteroids because they are immunocompromised. And of course, patients that are elderly, di ba? Mga patients that are immunocompromised. So you can give your oral cyclovir. Meron din tayong mga available na intravenous cyclovir. Okay? So how to prevent? Okay, meron tayong varicella vaccine. Okay, so paano binibigay? So, pag 12 months to 12 years old, 1 dose is enough. If more than 13 years old, you should give 2 doses. Okay, at least 4 weeks apart. Okay, but again, vaccines will not give you 100% protection. So, pag varicella, it is 95% effective in preventing severe disease. Okay? So, konti lang yung vesicles, okay? And patients usually have a faster recovery. Okay? But there is such a thing as your post-exposure prophylaxis. So, bawa, na-expose kayo, wala kang vaccine, hindi ka pa nagkakaroon ng chickenpox, pwede ka pa rin bigyan ng varicella vaccine. Okay, provided that the varicella vaccine should be given within 72 hours or 5 to 7 days after exposure. Okay, so after 5 days, hindi na epekto yung post-exposure prophylaxis. Okay, so let's go to your cytomegaloviruses. So it is acquired person to person, incubation period 48 weeks. It can cause systemic infections. Okay, usually in patients that are immunocompromised. Okay, most commonly in mga patients that are organ transplanted because yung mga nag-organ transplant, usually they are in steroids. Binibigyan sila ng steroids. Okay? Mga AIDS patients. Common si cytomegalovirus. Okay? Now, your cytomegalovirus can cause congenital and perinatal CMV infection, resulting in developmental defects and mental retardation. It can be transmitted in utero, okay? So mother to fetus, during delivery, and from the maternal breast milk. Okay? And 1/3 of pregnant women can, with primary infection, can transmit the virus. So yan, ito yung clinical findings in congenital and perinatal CMV infection. So pwedeng worst case scenario, fetal death. Okay? It can cause intrauterine growth retardation. Patient may develop jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly, okay, etc., etc. Okay, but not all will die, but survivors may have CNS defects. Some of them will have severe hearing loss, ocular abnormalities, and even mental retardation. Okay, so like this one, very severe case of neonatal CMV infection. Okay, the second picture. But in patients that are healthy, normal host, okay, so they can be asymptomatic. Okay, asymptomatic. And pag magka-symptoman, usually ang tawag natin doon will be infectious mononucleus syndrome. Tatandaan, infectious mononucleus syndrome. Okay, merong word na syndrome. Okay, but in patients that are immunocompromised, they may have more severe presentation. Okay, they can present with pneumonia, bronchitis, okay, gastroenteritis, and even chorioretinitis. This is very dangerous. This can lead to blindness. Okay, so involved na yung retina. Okay, so these are possible signs and symptoms of patient with cytomegalovirus. Okay, but again, most of the time, patients are asymptomatic. Okay. Again, you can give the following antiviral agents. Okay, so very important screening sa blood sa transplant donors. Okay, especially yung mga blood donors, di ba? Kasama yung CMV na chine-check sa mga blood donors because sabi natin most of them are asymptomatic. Okay, pero meron na palang CMV infection. Okay, so importante you screen for CMV. Okay, next will be your Epstein-Barr virus. The major target cell of this virus will be your B lymphocytes. Okay, so this virus persists in the population through sporadic shedding via the oropharynx into the saliva. So sometimes this is called your Kissing's disease. And infections occur early in life, and about 90% of children are infected by the age of 6. Okay, so usually, almost all of us, di ba, 90%, meron tayong Epstein-Barr. Okay, ayan, 90% of adults have antibodies to your Epstein-Barr virus. Okay, but they are usually subclinical or asymptomatic. Okay, but for adults, pag nagkaroon ng manifestation, the disease is called your infectious mononucleosis. Okay, so magkaiba si Epstein-Barr virus, yung Epstein-Barr virus causing your infectious mononucleosis. Sa cytomegalovirus, cytomegalovirus, the disease is infectious mononucleosis syndrome. Okay, so magkaiba sila ng presentation. Okay, but for reactivation, this usually occurs in patients that are immunocompromised. Okay, for infectious mononucleosis, incubation period, ayan, matagal, 30 to 50 days. Okay, and this is usually self-limiting pero matagal, usually 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, ano yung mga clinical features? Patients will have enlarged lymph nodes and the spleen. So this is very characteristic of infectious mononucleosis. Patient will have increase in WBC count, predominantly your lymphocytes. Diba? Pag viral infection, lymphocytes ang tumataas. Patients can have low-grade fever, malaise that can persist up to weeks to several months. And these are the following symptoms that can occur. Okay? So, pwedeng sore throat. Ayan. So, di ba sa mga sore throat, especially pag ganyan yung itsura, may mga parang abscess. Okay? Always consider infectious mononucleosis. Okay? So yan, pwedeng mag-cause ng keratoconjunctivitis, enlarged lymph nodes, okay? Enlargement of the spleen, okay? And your Epstein-Barr is associated to tumors. Okay, number one is your Burkitt's lymphoma, your Hodgkin's disease, and here in the Philippines, ang pinaka-common will be your nasopharyngeal carcinoma. Okay, your NPCA. And right now, one prognostic factor for nasopharyngeal carcinoma, ang dinedetect nila, ang hinahanap natin, will be the, dali lang ha, excuse lang. Okay, let's continue. Saan na ba tayo? Ayan, sa nasopharyngeal carcinoma. One test na ginagawa to prognose or prognosis of your nasopharyngeal carcinoma is they detect the level of your Epstein-Barr virus. Okay, so ginagamit na siya for prognostic factor for nasopharyngeal carcinoma. Okay, so ayan. So, yan, wala tayong vaccine, okay, for Epstein-Barr virus. And in cases na severe or moderate symptoms, you can give your acyclovir. Okay, next, your HHV6 or your human herpes 6. So again, ayan, almost all of us have antibodies to HHV6, and children are primarily infected between the age of 6 months and 2 years of age, and usually adults rarely presents with primary infection. The mode of transmission is through oral secretions. Okay, so the disease is called your 6 disease, your exanthem subitum, or your roseola. Okay, this is common in children. It is a benign disease causing fever and rashes. Okay, and 60 to 70% of the infections are unapparent or asymptomatic. Last, among your herpes viridae will be your human herpes virus 8, also known as your Kaposi sarcoma. Okay, and this was first detected in 1994 from patients with AIDS. Okay, so doon siya unang na-isolate sa biopsy ng patients with AIDS. Okay, so it is associated with Kaposi sarcoma, which is a type of vascular tumor. Okay, HHV8, most common route is through oral secretions, but they can also be transmitted sexually, okay, and through blood and organ transplantation. Okay. Okay, next we will go to your pox virus. So these are members of your pox virus, your orthopox virus. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo dati, di natin masyadong pinapansin si monkeypox, di ba? Ngayon lang naman ang uso si monkeypox. Okay? So usually dinidiscuss lang namin will be your variola, vaccinia, and your molluscum contagiosum. Okay? So again, importante dito, you have to remember your pox virus. This is the largest and the most complex virus. Okay? And example of your pox virus will be your smallpox, okay, your vaccinia, and your variola. And this is the first viral disease that was eradicated, okay, in 1980 due to vaccination. Okay, due to vaccination. So smallpox can be caused by your vaccinia, and your variola. Okay, so anong difference? Si Vaccinia, it has a broad host range. Si variola, narrow host range. It only infects humans and monkeys. Vaccinia, it only produces localized lesions. Si variola, it produces systemic infection. So this is the reason why ang ginamit nila pag-develop ng smallpox vaccine is your Vaccinia virus. Okay? But you will also be protected from variola, okay, if you are given the smallpox vaccine. Okay, so what happens? Anyway, before we continue, nabasa nyo na ba yung chapter ng smallpox sa Jowets? Meron bang nakapagbasa ng Jowets? Smallpox? Meron, wala? Oh, yes or no? May nagbasa or wala? Or ano, walang nagbasa? Nabasa ba? Yes or
Hindi
no?
po. Hindi po, Doc.
Okay. Now, basahin nyo. If you will read the chapter or yung part ng smallpox, it is written in past tense. Naka-past tense siya. Bakit naka-past tense? Kasi eradicated na si smallpox. Okay? So, si Vaccinia and variola, ang portal of entry will be the upper respiratory tract. Primary multiplication occurs in your lymphoid tissues. Okay? So you will now have transient viremia and the virus will go to your reticuloendothelial cells where they will undergo your secondary viremia. Okay, doon siya mag-multiply sa reticuloendothelial cells and the virus will now spread going to different organs. It can now go to the skin, okay, producing your clinical disease. So the same with chickenpox, skin lesion usually occurs during the secondary viremia. Okay, incubation period 10 to 15 days. During primary viremia, okay, that's the first 5 days, patient will manifest with fever and malaise. And after the secondary viremia, magkakaroon na tayo ng rashes or skin lesions. But the rashes of your smallpox is macules, okay? Magiging papule, magiging vesicle, and pustules. Okay, so for smallpox, the lesions are at the same stage, at the same time. Okay, kung meron pang smallpox ngayon, you can differentiate smallpox from chickenpox by the appearance of the lesion. Diba? Pag smallpox, again, lesions are at the same stage, at a time. Okay, si chickenpox, sabi natin kanina, lesions are at different stages in one time. Okay, so this can help you differentiate smallpox from chickenpox. Okay, pero wala na ngang smallpox ngayon. Okay? So this is just differentiation between variola, systemic infection, almost the entire body, may lesions, whereas Vaccinia, localized lesions lang. Okay, but the lesions are the same. Okay. Treatment, you can give immunoglobulin, you can give antiviral drugs. Okay. Next will be your molluscum contagiosum. Okay, so this is a benign epidermal tumor that occurs only in humans. So they cannot be transmitted to animals and it typically affects children, but it can be transmitted sexually in adults. Okay, and you cannot grow molluscum contagiosum in tissue culture. Now, the lesions of your molluscum can occur anywhere in the skin and mucous membrane. Okay, and the genitalia being the predominant site for adults. Okay? And lesions are characteristically asymptomatic. Okay, walang nararamdaman, meron ka lang lesions. Okay? So the lesions are benign. Benign, sorry. The lesion begin as a small papule. They are smooth. Okay? Flesh-colored domes with a central pimple. So kung babasahin mo yung description niya, para siyang pimple. Okay? And inside your lesion or papule is a white curd-like core that can easily be expressed. So para talaga siyang pimple. So yan yung itsura niya. May central dimpling, and if you tawag dito, yung i-express it, so milalabas na curd-like parang fluid. Okay? So para siyang pimple. So ang treatment dito, sige, mamaya ko explain yung treatment. Incubation period up to 6 months. Okay? Most of the time, the lesions are asymptomatic, but sometimes they can itch. So pag kinamot mo, lesion, mawak ka sa ibang part, okay, ng katawan mo, it can lead to auto-inoculation. Okay? The lesion may persist up to 2 years. Okay? So they will regress spontaneously, pero matagal. Ayan, 2 years bago siya mag-regress. Okay? So how do you treat molluscum? Usually, tawag dito, parang pimple talaga. So tinitiris siya. Nakakita na ba kayo ng pangtanggal ng pimple? Parang metal na may butas sa gitna. Nakakita na ba kayo? Familiar ba kayo? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yun. So ganun din ang ginagamit pagtanggal ng molluscum contagiosum. Okay? So if you will rotate in, saan ba yun? National Children's Hospital. Okay? If you are assigned in their dermatology section, yun. So makakakita kayong madaming molluscum contagiosum, and so ayun, pagagawin kayo ng procedure. So madali lang siya tanggalin. So parang pimple lang din talaga siya. So titirisin mo siya, tatanggalin mo yung laman. O may question dito, Doc, is the smallpox vaccine still given today? No, hindi na siya binibigay. Okay? Okay, we'll now go to your sige, before we continue, 5 minutes break muna tayo, ha? 5 minutes. Sige, be back after 5 minutes. Okay, let's continue. So next will be your papilloma virus. Okay, so papilloma virus. So they are a very large virus family, and they can be divided into 16 genera. Okay, and 5 contain members that infect human. That is your alpha, beta, gamma, mupa, and your nupa papilloma virus. Okay, so dati magkasama si papilloma and your polyoma viruses. Okay, so later on we will be discussing your polyoma viruses, but they are now separated. So magkahiwalay na sila. Okay, so iba na si papilloma, iba na si polyoma virus. Okay, so if you will look at this table, so you have different types of human papilloma virus. And the most important ones will be this one, yung naka-box na red, your 16 and 11, which is responsible for your anogenital condylomas, your laryngeal papillomas, and your 16 and 18. So this is associated with carcinomas. Okay, so yung mga cervical carcinomas, laryngeal, and your esophageal carcinoma. Okay, so very common then, not so common will be your 1, and this one, your 2, 4, 27, and 57. So they are associated with warts, your plantar and your common skin warts. Okay, so some of them have can cause high-grade dysplasias and carcinoma in the genital area, genital mucosa, the larynx, and esophagus. And transmission is through close contact. Okay, so close contact. And the viral particles are released from the surface of your papillomatous lesions. Okay, so papilloma viruses cause infections at the cutaneous, so sa skin and mucosal sites. So you can have yan, yung mga plantar or skin warts, okay, angiogenital and your laryngeal papilloma. So these are sa mucosa, okay, and it is also it can also cause cancers, including cancers from the cervix, vulva, okay, penis, anus, head and neck cancers. So associated din sa head and neck cancers. Okay? In your HPV 16 and 18, they are considered high cancer risk. Okay, 16 and 18, but most of your HPV are considered benign. Okay, so tatandaan si 16 and 18. Okay, and the behavior of your HPV lesions is influenced by immunologic factors. Very important is your cell-mediated immunity. Okay, because nearly all HPV infections are cleared and become undetectable within 2 to 3 years. So self-limiting siya, but usually yan nga matagal. Within 2 to 3 years, this is due to your cell-mediated immunity. Okay? And cervical cancer develops slowly, usually yan, years to decades before it can develop to cancer. Okay? And your HPV, this is the most common viral infection in the reproductive tract. Okay, so tatandaan, HPV is the most common viral infection of the reproductive tract, and they are accepted as a cause of your anogenital cancers, and over 99% of cervical cancer and over 80% of anal cancer are linked or associated with HPV infections. Okay, yan. So 16, 18, is found most frequently in cervical carcinoma, and they are responsible for more than 70% of all cervical carcinoma. Okay, but among between 16 and 18, most common is your 16. Okay, so pwede bang magka-HPV infection ang men? Yes, pwede, but usually they are only carriers. Okay, so most penile HPV infection in men are subclinical. Okay, so asymptomatic, and they usually are not associated, HPV associated disease. Okay, so these are pictures of diseases that can be produced by your HPV. So this is an example of your anogenital warts, di ba? Pag anogenital warts, laryngeal papilloma, usually 6 and 11. Okay, and this is your laryngeal papilloma. Although this is a benign disease, but this is life-threatening. So bakit naging life-threatening pag laryngeal papilloma? Bakit? Anyone? Said mas life-threatening pa siya sa cervical carcinoma. Oh, bakit? Anyone? Kailangan pa ba akong magtawag?
Kasi po, Dok, sa air passage po.
Yun. So it can obstruct the airway. Ayan, di ba? Kung mapapansin nyo to, this is the airway, this is the vocal folds. So nandun na si laryngeal papilloma. So pag ganito yung itsura, this can be life-threatening. Okay, so before benign, wala na tayo. Okay? So prevention, you can give your HPV vaccines. You have two types of vaccine, your quadrivalent and your bivalent. Quadrivalent, it includes your 6, 11, 16, and 18. Bivalent, it only includes your 16 and 18. Okay, so ito yung dating kasama ni papilloma virus. Hiniwalay na siya. That is not papilloma. That should be polyoma viruses. Okay? So this is formally part of your Papoviridae, which includes your papilloma virus. Okay? So your human polyoma virus, such as your BK virus and your JC virus, are widely distributed in the human population, and infection usually occurs during early childhood. Okay, and both of these viruses, your BK and your JC, may persist in the kidneys and lymphoid tissues of healthy individual after primary infection. So again, they also produce latent infection. Okay, so saan siya nagpo-produce ng latent infections? Sa kidneys and in your lymphoid tissues. Okay, and they may be reactivated when the host immune response is impaired. Okay, so pwede din siyang mag-reactivate. Okay, and the viruses are most commonly isolated from the immunocompromised patients, okay, in whom disease may occur. Now, your BK virus, okay, causes your hemorrhagic cystitis, okay, especially in patients that have undergone transplant. Okay. So the other one is your JC virus. This can cause your progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. So this is a fatal brain disease that occurs in some immunocompromised persons. Okay, especially patients that have depressed cell-mediated immunity. So other members of your polyomavirus will include your KI and your WU viruses. And this was discovered in 2007 in nasopharyngeal aspirates from children with respiratory infections. Okay, another is your Merkel cell polyoma virus. So this was identified or discovered in 2008 in patients that have Merkel cell carcinoma. Okay, so your Merkel cell carcinoma is a rare skin tumor of neuroendocrine in origin. Okay. Okay. Last among your, hindi pa pala last. Another member of your DNA viruses will be your adenovirus. Okay, your adenovirus can replicate and produce disease. So tatandaan, respiratory, gastrointestinal, urinary tracts, and in the eye. Okay, respiratory, gastrointestinal, urinary tracts, and eye. Okay, many infections are subclinical or asymptomatic, and the virus may persist in the host for months. Okay, so kahit wala ng symptoms, yung virus nasa katawan pa ng host. Okay, and if you can see this table, you have different serotypes. Ayan, madami, 12, 18, 31. Okay, but you do not have to memorize this table. Okay, this is just to show you adenovirus have different serotypes. Okay, and your adenovirus replicates well in cell of epithelial in origin. Okay, epithelial in origin. Okay, so let's skip this one. Okay, so this is one important future of your adenovirus is they can be used for gene therapy. Okay, so ginagawang vector yung virus for gene therapy. Not only for gene therapy, it can also be used for cancer therapy and for immunization, di ba? One COVID vaccine, di ba? Your AstraZeneca uses this technology. They use adenovirus as a vector for the vaccine. Okay? So adenoviruses infect and replicate in the epithelial cells, again, in the respiratory tract, sa eye, GIT, and GUT, and they do not spread beyond your regional lymph nodes. Okay, they do not spread beyond the regional lymph nodes. Okay, and your group C viruses persist as latent infection for years. Diba sabi natin kanina, pwedeng magstay yung virus kahit asymptomatic na sa patient. Okay? So they can persist in years in the adenoids and tonsils. So this is the reason why it is called your adenoviruses. The first viruses that was isolated was found in the adenoids. Okay, doon siya unang na-isolate. Kaya ang tawag sa kanya, adenovirus. Okay, and most human adenoviruses replicate in the intestinal epithelium after ingestion, but usually produce subclinical or asymptomatic infections. Okay, and diba, pinakita natin, madami tayong serotypes, but only about 1/3 of the known human serotypes are commonly associated with human illness. Okay, and a single serotype, for example, serotype number 1, diba? Number 1, it can cause different clinical diseases. Okay, so the serotype, pwede siyang mag-cause ng respiratory tract infection. It can cause keratoconjunctivitis. Okay? And more than one type can cause the same clinical illness. Okay, for example, keratoconjunctivitis can be produced by different serotypes. Okay, and adenoviruses 1 and 7 are the most common types of adenovirus serotypes. Okay, and adenovirus infection is responsible for about 5% of acute respiratory disease in young children, but they are less in adults. Diba? The most common cause of respiratory infection is still your rhinoviruses. Okay, so adenoviruses comprises for about 5% of acute respiratory diseases. Okay, and most infections are mild and they are usually self-limiting. Okay, occasionally can cause disease in other organs, particularly the eye and in your gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so your adenoviruses can produce respiratory diseases. Typical symptoms include cough, nasal congestion, fever, sore throat. Okay, so kung makikita nyo yung mga types or serotypes, so you do not have to memorize that. Hindi ako nagtatanong ng ganyan. Okay? And it is very difficult to distinguish adenovirus from other mild viral respiratory infections. Okay, so it can also produce pneumonia, okay, in children. Okay, again, you do not have to memorize the types that can cause pneumonia. Basta alam lang natin na pwede siyang mag-cause ng pneumonia. It can also cause pharyngoconjunctival fever. Again, you do not have to memorize the serotypes. Okay? Pwedeng mag-cause ng keratoconjunctivitis and gastrointestinal diseases. Okay, so once infected with adenovirus, it can give you a long-lasting immunity against that serotype. Okay, but since there are many serotypes, so pwede ulit tayo magkaroon ng adenovirus infection but of a different serotype. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let's go to the last member of your DNA viruses. That is your parvovirus. Parvovirus. This is considered to be the simplest DNA virus. Okay, and the human pathogen is called your B19. Okay, ito yung nagkukos ng human disease, your parvovirus B19, and it has a tropism to your red blood cell progenitors. So question. Okay, if it has a tropism for red blood cell progenitors, ano sa tingin nyo ang common na sign and symptom? It produces different diseases, but what do you think is common among them? Since your parvovirus, especially your B19, has a tropism for red blood cell progenitor. So ano sa tingin ninyo? So, sinasagot, yan, anemia, correct. Okay, so most of them can produce anemia, but not all. Okay, not all diseases caused by parvoviruses can cause anemia. Yan, target cell will be immature cells of your erythroid lineage. Virus replication occurs in adult bone marrow, blood cells, and the fetal liver. So it causes cell death and it interrupts red cell production. Okay, so it can be found in blood and respiratory secretions. So transmission can be through respiratory route. Okay, pwedeng blood transfusion, and vertically from mother to fetus. So these are different diseases or syndrome that can be caused by your parvovirus. Okay, starting with the most common and the most mild among them. Your erythema infectiosum, okay, also known as your fifth disease. Okay, so anong clinical feature ng erythema infectiosum? Usually in children, cutaneous rash. It will present only with cutaneous rash. For adults, it will manifest as arthralgia or arthritis. Okay? So ito yung mga less common but more severe diseases that can be caused by your parvovirus. Your transient aplastic anemia. Okay, clinical feature, ayan, severe acute anemia. You have your pure red cell aplasia causing chronic anemia, and your hydrops fetalis. Okay, usually causing fetal. Okay, so this is usually due to maternal to fetal, diba? Maternal to fetal. Hydrops fetalis. Okay, let's go to fifth disease. So most common in children, usually early school age, incubation period 1 to 2 weeks, and it only has a mild constitutional symptoms. Okay, rash. Usually, rash is more prominent in the cheek. Okay, usually doon siya prominent. Sometimes this is called your slap cheek appearance. So para siyang sinampal sa cheeks. Okay, so you will have lace-like rashes, usually in the cheeks and on the limbs, and it will fade after 2 to 4 days. So this is self-limiting. Okay? Pag adults, usually you will have joint involvement, usually presenting with arthritis. Okay, so natin masyadong discuss. Nasa table na yan. Ayan, pag hydrops fetalis, usually maternal fetal transmission, causing severe anemia of your fetus. Okay, this can cause fetal loss and fetal death before the 28th week age of gestation. Okay, treatment. Symptomatic treatment lang. Okay, wala tayong mga antiviral medications. And in cases of anemia, you can give transfusion therapy. So again, wala tayong vaccine for parvovirus. Okay, so this ends your lecture